For example, what would, like for me, things that I was for a long time working with is that people will only love me if I'm very useful to them. That was a long time an idea for me. And then as I looked into it more, of course, that was the fear that people will not love me if I'm not useful. And when I noticed, there was this exact moment where I noticed that it's nothing else, but it's just this idea floating in my mind. Then in that moment, it dissolved because I realized that it really is nothing else but thought that I have created.
Yeah.
And for so long, I was like, whoa, I'm not going to look at it.
But we were feeding it, you know, that's what it is. You feed it. You don't want to look at it. And by not looking at it, we are feeding it. And it comes more alive and it grows bigger and bigger. And we create certain interpretation about that. And when we actually said, it was like, but this fear is irrational. What specifically makes me think that has any power over me? And if we find the root cause behind as well, why we have it in the first place, it all crumbles.
Yes, it crumbles. And you mentioned that it gets bigger and we get smaller at the same time, because this is, I think, so important. Maybe we might have this idea that we can get away with things, but we cannot literally get away with anything, because what happens when something appears in our awareness and we don't want to look at it? It's like a little bit of fear with a thought of whatever, I can't do it, let's say with that. And if we don't want to look at it and move away from it, what did we actually do? Actually, what we did, we told ourselves, this is too big for me, I cannot handle it. And that's what it's not conscious, but that's what we are telling ourselves. And imagine if we tell that to ourselves tens of thousands of times. And great, let's not leave it in that negative thing. The amazing thing is that when we have even a little bit of courage to go against it, you already mentioned it many times, is we notice that the very act of moving towards it starts making us bigger, because then we are telling ourselves, I can handle it.
Yeah.
No matter how it will feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.